We have a choice. And that's what this program has been about. And I want to bring you up to speed. Let me start with Joshua. Now, Joshua, how old are you, Joshua? 22. 22. And where do you go to school?
Go to University of Kansas, just graduated in December.
Okay. And you want to be a lawyer?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
I had so much respect for you until, I mean, just the intelligence level has just kind of dropped off. Only because I have a lot of lawyer friends and they're all miserable. Let me start in Wilmington. Why did you get together with your friends in your fraternity and go to Wilmington? I mean, that just doesn't sound like, hey guys, partay with Glenn Beck.
Yeah, well, I'm part of a Christian fraternity called Brothers in Christ, and I was watching your show, the one in the Murphy Theater, with my friend Derek. And after the show, we just kind of looked at each other, and we were like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? He's like, I think so, but what are you thinking? And I said, I think we need to go to Wilmington. And so it's just a grain of faith. And
so this was not when I was there. This was after.
This is after.
What were you looking for? What were you feeling, or what?
We wanted to see God move. We went there, and we did. And the biggest takeaway I took from it was He's near.
He's involved.
He's involved. And He's not going to stop until He gets our attention. And, you know.
Who here, hang on just a second, who here has personal experience that God doesn't stop kicking you in the head until you get it? Yeah, man, he's got giant shoes, doesn't he? He's just like, okay, all right, I get it. Okay, so that's what you learned. Were you surprised by what you saw? Was it consistent with what you saw or thought you saw on television?
Yes and no. You can never approximate what actually happens with. I knew it'd be good. I knew it'd be good.
Okay.
But when I got there, I was just shocked by the humility, the love, and just the simplicity of all the people there.
9/12 attitude, just like we were on 9/12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is that going to impact your life? What do you do with it?
Oh man. Well, our chapter at the University of Kansas is fairly new, but we got a word at national training in November that we really needed to focus on prayer, and we needed it to be the lifeblood of everything we did. So that's one thing we're going to do, and we're joining with other ministries as well.
All right. Now, let me show you something else. Mercury is my company. It's Mercury Inc., and I'm a publisher. It's not an author. I'm a publisher. And I'm not actually even supposed to take manuscripts or anything, because then somebody can sue me and say, you took this line out of my book, so whatever. This is the first one I think I've taken, and I take it with this. Joshua gave this to me right before the show, and I said, I actually want somebody to read this because we may publish this for you. Explain what this is, and when did this start?
Last March, I decided, long story short, that I wanted to translate the Federalist Papers into contemporary English. So that
Why would you do that?
So that we could understand our Constitution and get back to it.
Joshua gave this to me, and he said, I heard you say somebody should do this, so I did. And it is, I haven't read it yet, but it is the Federalist Papers, which was the argument the founders made to the American people. I was just on the air again this week, and somebody said, do you think the Constitution could be passed today? And I said, no. They said, why? And I said, because the Federalist Papers were there back then. They were making the case every day. But the Federalist Papers are too hard to read for most people now. The power of one person. The power of one person. He hears an idea and says, you know what? That makes total sense. And then he, in law school, you're doing this like at the end? You were at the end of law school?
Not quite in law school yet. Not quite in law school yet.
But you were in your senior year, right?
Yeah.
You're in, okay, so he's in his senior year during testing?
Mostly over the summer. Mostly over the summer.
And he puts this together. One person makes a difference. All they have to do is act on it. The guy in Tucson made a difference. The question is, are you going to make a difference for the positive or the negative? Back in just a second.